It's an Oz-approved Super Bowl Foods Day for everyone. You'll all be rooting for these foods. Please welcome the Dish on Oz Foodies, Gail, Simmons, and Jamika Pessoa. Here to have fun together. Jamika, what is on the menu today?
All right, so if you're tired of the same old football foods, don't worry, because we have a whole new playbook for the ultimate Super Bowl party, all right? So we're starting off with chicken and waffle bites. That sounds so good.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Oh,
and
my.
we're kicking off with 2 original appetizers that your guests will love. And in honor of the host city, we have Miami Cuban sandwich pinwheels. Oh, and a whole new take on nachos that Dr. Oz can't wait to show you, right?
I love that you're cooking. I get to cook, well, sort of cook on the dish.
Sort of cook. All right, so we know it's a big game day, but the real question on everyone's mind is, what will J-Lo be wearing at the Super Bowl halftime show? That's what we really want to know, right?
I say this in the best way. I hope very little, because she's so beautiful. And the last time she strutted down the runway, she wore something she'd worn, I don't remember when it was, 20 years ago, and like looks better than ever. So whatever she wears, it will be fabulous.
It's gonna be her and Shakira. So I'm expecting a lot of thigh and hip, and I'm gonna be doing every move they're doing. I'm gonna dance with them.
It'll be a workout.
Yes.
I'm waiting for the game to start again.
Okay, fine.
We're
in it for the fashion.
I'm working on it for the strategy. All right. Just the details of this Miami-inspired Cuban sandwich.
Oh,
yes. Pinwheel, is that what you said?
Yes, it's a pinwheel. So yes, it's an appetizer form, because who doesn't love a good Cuban sandwich, right?
Everybody. Yes, we're all in.
So I've cut it down to bite-sized pieces instead of doing a whole sandwich, so that way you don't feel as bad when you eat about 10 or 20 of them. It's okay, right? So we have here refrigerated crescent roll dough. You can get it at the grocery store. And of course, you start with a little bit of mustard, because that's the base in every Cuban sandwich, right? And it has all the flavors, the salty, the smoky, the tangy, everything's a part of it, right? So we get the mustard.
Mustard is the best condiment of all.
I agree.
Isn't it so much with it. It's so good for you.
#1.
Okay, he's always looking for a way to say what's good for you. I love it.
But you know,
it's a coincidence.
I love you.
Because also, I think mustard, the 2 things that are the most important things about a Cuban sandwich in particular are the mustard and the pickles. The ham and the cheese are great, but you need that vinegary, acidy, like kicking it up to make it delicious and give it a bite. That's what makes it so tasty.
Well, I got your pickles.
I don't want to cross Jamika, but the pickles are fermented, so they're good for you, too. They got probiotics. Just saying.
Bring on the pickles.
So far, it's good for you.
I love you, Doc. All right, mustard and pickles that are good for you. And then we have a little ham.
I'm gonna help you with some cheese.
Please layer me on with some cheese. Swiss cheese going down. Perfect. And if you got a little leftover roast pork in there, throw that in there too.
Oh my goodness.
That is very nice. Thank you, Gail.
This is pretty.
And we haven't even rolled it up yet. Wait, check a look at this. All right, so you can put it on plastic wrap or parchment paper just to kind of help you along here. But what we're gonna do is roll and roll and roll. Make sure it doesn't stick. You guys see what I'm doing here?
Oh, yes.
Perfect. Get your hands going. And what you'll do, once you get this all rolled up, you'll cut it into bite-sized pieces here, kind of like how we have here. So get this roll. You can chill it first, so that way it's nice and firm. So when you go in for your cut, you get even slices. So chill that, and then we have our cuts here. Beautiful pinwheels. You see all the great filling inside. When that's all
nice.
Pass one of those babies over. Oh, you hadn't cooked them still.
Yeah,
we haven't even cooked them yet, Doc. Slow your roll. All right. So.
Literally.
They look fine. They're ready to me.
But no, so you put them on a sheet pan, bake them off for about 10 to 12 minutes at 350 degrees, and this is what you come out with.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That is a touchdown.
Can
right?
I?
Of course you can. You
No wonder you cooked them.
Please, please, please.
Beautiful.
Boom.
You know, they're even better cooked.
Yes.
Most things are, yes.
And those pickles don't disappoint.
Love that.
That's a perfect combination.
So,
Nicely done.
Dr. Oz, you have a healthier spin on nachos for us today. Just the details, and I'll help you.
So, Jamika, look the other way. I know you don't like healthy food. But this is a Mediterranean nachos. They're made for Mediterraneans. And they're straightforward, easy to do. Here's the thing. You got these triangle little pieces of pita. Again, they're thin, so I don't mind that much bread. Then you take a little bit of grilled chicken. Now, if you make a football motif, these could be in the end zone, but I'm not going to do that today. Sprinkle them out.
And these look like whole wheat pita.
They are whole wheat pita.
Nice. Of course they are.
And then, of course they are. Then for a little bit of protein, please do, a little tzatziki, right? I'll put these where the goal lines are.
Say that again.
Tzatziki.
You say it way more nicely than I do.
Well, it's originally Turkish, which I'll tell my Greek friends all the time. But it's, you know, it's comes from basic yogurt foundation with a little bit of garlic, of course, which is the key. A little hummus, a lot of fiber in hummus.
I've got some feta.
Oh, look at that.
You've been working on your technique.
There we go. Do I look like a chef, like a Jackson Pollock here, like this?
Yes.
And then olives, of course, a little bit of extra fats. You can put everything you want in here. And then people can, instead of lobbing on those heavy chunks of cheese or cheese-like substances that are often used,
what do we have?
Instead you got this.
Oh, that's nice.
And a little bit of this.
Oh,
The
backwards
kale, the
spin.
kale.
Check it out.
And you're in.
Perfect.
Onions,
Fancy.
veggies, everything you ever want. Easy to do. Doesn't go bad. Lasts the entire game. Because you want food at a football game that lasts into the fourth quarter.
Yes.
That's why things like these Mediterranean nacho pita bits are so good for you. Okay.
These are great.
Enjoy them.
They look good.
We will.
I'm gonna go.
Next up, a dish that puts the fantasy in fantasy football, chicken and waffle bites.
Ooh.
I love
Come back.
Love it.
We're back with an odds-approved Super Bowl Sunday recipe party. But first, catered to the star, Jamika Pessoa has a boozy party tip for all of you who are hosting. And it is...
Well, you know I love to bring the party, Doc. That's what I was put on this earth to do. So I have this really fun way to present beer. You can go to the store and buy like some AstroTurf and use it as a table runner on your buffet. And then get a muffin tin, fill the cups with some crushed ice, and then you have a bevy of beers. And you can label them up so that everybody can do a little tasting and get a little happy as the game goes
a little
on.
offense, little defense.
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
rush this
yeah.
way, rush back.
Oh,
Or you can rush it right to the quarterback right here.
that's the one I like best.
All right, Gail, you got a lighter take on the main course for this football party. What is it?
Yes, I do. It's chicken and waffle bites, but we have made them Oz approved.
Okay.
These waffles are actually made with almond flour,
Oh,
so they're
good.
light, there's lower carbohydrates, no sugar at all added into this batter. There's a little sweetener that comes later. But
I
it's from
love
one of my
high
favorite-
five. I
See?
love show-offs.
I'm working for you. I'm working for you. So I'm starting with some almond flour, some baking soda, a little salt. Give that a mix, and then I'm going to have some eggs and milk that I've already whisked into a bowl right here. I'm adding a little butter, just a tablespoon.
I'm counting fat.
And then,
Tiny bit.
you need a little bit
You do.
to bind her.
Just a little.
And then my favorite ingredient, because I am from Canada, maple syrup is the sweetener.
I do adore it, too.
I like the syrup in the batter. That's kind of cool.
Yes, exactly. And that sweetens it without adding, it adds actual flavor, not just sweetness, right? And then I'm gonna mix them together, and that's my batter.
Looking good.
Give it a whisk, it comes together really easily. And then the most important thing about all batters like this, whether it's crepes or waffles, you wanna rest it. You wanna rest that gluten, right? So I'm gonna rest this for a little while, and then it'll form really beautifully. It's been rested here. I'm going
Is this 5 minutes, 10 minutes? How long do
This
you...
is about 10 minutes in the fridge.
Okay.
There you go, you see it's nice and thick. Half cup measure right into the waffle maker.
You guys can almost taste it already, can't you?
I love waffles.
No. And I like that you're using even fills of the waffle, because nothing's worse when you get that lava explosion
Yes.
of waffle
I
batter
know.
out the sides.
You never
of it.
want to overfill the waffle. There you go. You can see how light this batter is because of the almond flour. So that goes in all four. You're going to let them bake, and look how beautiful they are when they come out. Give that some time. I've got some right here.
Yeah.
They're perfect.
Aren't they lovely?
Beautiful.
Really perfect.
So I'm going to just hold that open for you. I don't want it
Yeah.
to. Thank you very much. I have my waffles right here. And then, can you grab the chicken for me in the
would be
oven?
honored to.
We've made some chicken that I love. It's not fried, it's baked, and it's also with almond flour, but I assure you it is crispy and delicious.
Whoa.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna bring over this chicken, thank you very much. These are gonna be cut into fours because you just need them to be bites. That's really the key here. That way you can have a couple of them, you can eat them while you're watching the game.
Just a couple? How about maybe
I mean, you know, a couple, let's say a few. That way it leaves it ambiguous.
There you go.
I'm gonna just assemble a sandwich right here. I've got these awesome little
Super adorable.
football picks.
You know, I noticed the football field over here. I couldn't resist with the beers.
Bring it in, bring it in.
Oh, nice. And then
Love it.
my sauce is really one of my favorite quick sauces to eat with something like this. It's maple syrup right here, but I've mixed in some hot sauce.
Oh,
And you can just
Maple syrup with hot sauce?
Yes,
I
it's
love
so good.
Why is that not done always? That's such a smart
with
idea.
chicken and waffles, it's the best. Go grab one. Let me know what
Got
you
this
think.
one. Hold up. Because
Babies.
I do love some good chicken and waffles. Hold up. Wait a minute. Doc, you're dripping all over the
I
place.
know,
Watch
this
yourself.
is really good. This is worth it. Where have you been? This is the perfect
fantastic.
idea.
Aren't they great?
And it's good for you. Check that out.
Delicious.
Now, the good thing is, we're letting this load up for good reason, because when we come back, we've got a big-time party in overtime with a new dessert twist on Snack Stadium. Stay with us.
Nice.
Oh. The Super Bowl is almost here, and the Dish on Us foodies are enjoying your meal with a new dessert twist. This snack stadium is coming right into the end zone. Ladies, bring it out. There they are. Oh, my goodness. They got the whole field covered.
Wow.
You are not fooling around.
We got it.
Hallelujah. Look at this.
Check this out.
I mean, how'd you even pull this off?
Oh, we're magicians, Doc.
You're not kidding.
Because this is a giant Super Bowl Sunday field. You get it?
Oh, God.
Sunday, you got
Please.
it. It's ice cream.
She'll be here all week.
Thank you. But it's really cool how we did this, right? So if you check it out, we used mint chocolate chip ice cream as the base here. And so great texture and color. And it's really fun. And if you love mint chocolate chip, this is where you'll live, all right? Then you just use chocolate to kind of pipe out the yard lines there. Make sure you don't lick your fingers. That's going to be really hard not to do with all that chocolate. And then you just fill in. We got some sprinkles for color and texture in the end zones. I mean, this is so adorable. And to top it off, we use the goalpost with chocolate-covered pretzel rods.
That's
Boom.
crafty.
Touchdown, I
You're
say.
number one for me.
What?
I mean, it's brilliant.
Just for you, Dr. Oz, we did tons of toppings for building your own sundae here, but of course there's some lightened up versions too. But we also, of course, have all the classics, the brownies and the pound cake. We've got chocolate-covered pretzels and sprinkles, and I call this gorp. I don't know why, but it's a great, delicious, chocolatey trail mix. So many good things to eat.
Well, first of all, thank you for respecting the health desire. Even the subtle move, like the angel food cake here, the nuts fantastic, the berries. The question is, how do you serve it? That's the big thing. Because I know everyone loves the football field, but you got to eat it to get through this. So try to dish it out.
I think we should just dig
I'm gonna
in.
go
Just go right in?
Spoons
All right,
in,
pass the
everybody.
spoon. Let's see what
go.
this is. I'm gonna have to invite the audience over here in a second. You know, I'm gonna have just one little cashew instead.
All right.
No, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna
You
kick
can't be that good.
I'm kicking the ball over the goalpost.
Nice.
It's a goal. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on new videos to live the good life.